I'm Jessica Ray. I'm the founder and CEO of KidsPod, which is a podcast listening app for kids ages 3 to 13 and their families and their teachers and anywhere else you want to listen to podcasts. But we launched a few months ago. We bootstrapped our business, and we are now in our seed round looking for investors. I had to kind of reverse engineer it a little bit because I created this business out of my own need. And so I'm kind of our business's ideal customer. So it's like I knew I needed it and I knew what I wanted out of it. But it was putting that into words that made sense to business partners and investors, and then also validating that I wasn't the only one. So for me as a parent, I knew my pain points and what I wanted out of a new service. And they were, I wanted everything to be accessible to me and my kids so that I didn't have to be the gatekeeper. I wanted it to be safe because, again, I was the gatekeeper and I was weeding through adult content to find the content appropriate for my children. And then I wanted it to be interactive. I wanted my kids to be able to connect with the creators and the content and the coloring pages and just an expanded listening experience. And then, something that wasn't just for my 5-year-old or wasn't just for my 10-year-old, that's something that the whole family could use and that we could, keep using and didn't have to find a new service every couple of years. So in validating that, I threw a survey up online and sent it out to all my Facebook friends and, just asked, who's listening to podcasts? Have you heard of them? Why are you not? Why are you? And yeah, and it turns out like I was kind of onto something. And so, and then the second level of kind of research we did was talking to the podcasters themselves, the kids podcasters that were creating the content and putting it out there because they knew their audience really well. And so we were able to kind of validate through them and also hear that they wanted the same things, that they wanted to be able to interact with their audience and they wanted a safe place where they could send people. And that was kind of our tiers of research there to kind of validate that. A couple different ways. I think one, it really keeps us focused on both the marketing side and the development side. So as we're adding more features and refining our business model, keeping coming back to that, okay, what benefit is this bringing, and are we staying in line with what we want to do? We've been really pressured to add an advertising revenue stream onto we have a free version and a paid version. And, one of our value propositions is that it's safe and that it's for the whole family and that, we take out the nonsense and make this streamlined. And so it's how do we do that in a way that stays responsible to our audience and our target customer, but still make it a profitable business. And then on the marketing side, one thing I really, learned from C2M beta and this experience is that like talking about features is great, but talking about benefits and value is much more persuasive. And so anytime we start talking about a feature or something, we try to always tie it back to one of those values and those benefits that our audience is getting. Yeah, we're going through that a lot right now, especially because since we're a distributor, like an aggregator, we're not a producer of content. We're kind of a middleman. So we essentially have two customers we have to keep happy: the podcasters and their listeners. And a lot of times their wants don't align. So for example, families want to be able to download podcasts to devices that don't have Wi-Fi, or when they're traveling or camping or anything like that. Podcasters do not want downloads because that means they're missing out on advertising and download metrics, because families can listen to an episode more than once. Whereas if they were streaming it, it would get counted as a download every time. And so it's walking this line of speaking to families that, like, yes, this is a feature we offer, but also, and then turning around and talking to podcasters about, like, okay, well, maybe we won't make it completely unlimited, that the downloads will delete after a week, so it's like we're constantly having to make tiny shifts. And then even our biggest shift was in the very beginning. I thought I could charge a couple bucks for the whole app and not have a free version, and still, because I'm just charging for this accessibility of podcasts, not for the content. This is free content. We're not exclusive. It's available everywhere. And then the podcasters quickly told me no. There has to be a free version. And so that was a whole pivot of our business model, and how do we offer something value as a subscription but still keep the free version valuable and free. And so yeah, a lot of balancing.